are things that I have no idea how to figure out or find out about or who to ask. Something very strange in New York State over my life frame. There was a governor called Andrew Cuomo. There was also a governor named Pataki, George Pataki. He just disappeared off the scene. I mean, again, not that I hear, I mean, it's not even table talk for my four kids went to school in public school in New York, but these were not household. I mean, I had heard of him. They mentioned him on the television, and then one day it just stopped getting coverage. I have no idea how did he get voted out? Like, I don't even know how the governor's race works. But it was Cuomo one day, and then it was Kathy Hochul another day because some scandal went on. But, I mean, like, I never heard what happened to Pataki. But again, in New York, with all of this crazy business of, I don't know what, is, like, going on in, like, this underground movement, with all these people into the area, and just all of a sudden showing up in the public schools and now in all these official positions and all of these, like, bedrock of unionized positions, planning to sit in these positions with their children taking over when they retire. I mean, like, they've pretty much stonewalled, like, any possibility of being able to, like, get into the city for any of these positions under, like, civil servant type of a thing and, like, working class. It's like completely erased in one landscape, and I don't, like, there's a lot of new arrivals. No idea how that all got chopped up or whatever, like, doled out. I mean, it gets confusing, and there's no real, they're not honest on the television about what they're up to. I mean, like, you get, like, little pop-ins here and there, but no idea.
Also announced today, mobile pop-up housing for families still living in Ukraine by former New York Governor George Pataki.
I just want to thank everyone who has supported the Pataki Center and allowed us to make these efforts. We'll continue to do it.
And continued love and support from the Big Apple. Darla Miles, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Well, you've probably heard.
I don't know what this Pataki pop-up center thing is either. I heard a couple of moms on the playground today. I normally don't stand over there, but my son was playing basketball, one of the basketball courts. So they gathered by the benches and they were speaking really loud, mentioning, one of them now is on the PTA, mentioning about the construction on the outside of the building, and needing to call in a 311 or whatever. But I'm like, well, do you have, like, a report about, like, what we should be reporting in the 311? Like, is there any more info on? I mean, I don't want making a phone call, but, I mean, what do we say on this phone call? So, so that happened. And then I asked one of the moms, I'm like, because she had, like, all these, like kitschy words for, like, the local governing system, and she's said something really derogatory about a Republican, and I'm like, yeah, okay, got it, you're a Democrat. So what is this, like, how do you find out your information? Like, what source do you go to stay on top of, like, the local news things that I might need? Like, how are you being informed? Like, who's informing you? And, like, that went around in a big old circle of got nowhere. as usual. So entered the conversation with no knowledge, left the conversation with no knowledge, no big surprise. That's how local area has been running into this direction for, I can't even, whatever, 20 years at this point, 40 years, who knows. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza, it's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxies, broken. It's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.